displays in some certain configuration can support the +1 interlink protocol, so they finally will behave like a display with a CS10. Danfoss is not a new player in the telematics field, but we made the product in the long and the recent past, where we could support service tool, and then we could do both service tool and data logging, understanding the real treasure that is outside there, the data. The technology trend is allowing more and more data transfer at lower cost and higher speed. The cellular networks are now capable to support more and more the IT technology. In parallel to this, we made our experience, and then finally we decided to do on our own. We want to own the platform and be able to build on top of it our services, like in the future the predictive maintenance for our hydraulic component. As a final remark regarding this slide, of course, when developing our telematics product, we kept in mind that the current technology regarding the carriers is constantly evolving. For instance, like the power on of the 5G and the shutdown of the 3G and the 2G. So here we start a short journey describing a use case personas. What does it mean for these personas, the usage of telematics? Let's start with the technicians, our primary customers. The change monitoring will allow you to monitor and track changes that happen to your machine, receive emails or alerts if this event happens, start your machine life cycle in a correct manner. Debug remotely will allow your technician to monitor and assess the health status of your machine and work on it remotely. For instance, very important for during this period with the COVID-19. Another example is that the travels are not needed anymore. The faster machine prototyping will allow your engineering to identify and correct in a very quick way the problems of the machine prototypes and correct them via remote firmware download or just parameter change. And of course, avoid troubles in the pre-production, for instance. Here you can see an overview how the service tool could look like when connecting to a remote device, again, through the service tool. In the pop-up window, you can see the list of the available devices. And of course, you can select the right one and then get connected and do your tasks regarding the diagnostic or diagnosing the machine remotely. Here you can see an example of how it could be easy to manage a configuration by sending the new configuration itself to several devices or to just one or several, and then getting an overview of what has been done, what are the configuration done or not completed. And then, of course, you can take your counter action. Let's follow with the use case personas, and this case is for an operator. The tailored operator experience, the example is it is possible to configure the machine for a specific operator via mobile phone. The out-of-cab monitoring, you don't have basically to be physically connected to your machine to make the final tuning or the fine tuning itself. Again, in this period is particularly important. The on-site troubleshooting, it will be possible to get diagnostic, the detailed diagnostic information for further servicing operations. And here you can see some screenshot of, for instance, how the mobile service tool will explain briefly in one of the next slides that are coming, how the mobile service tool could look like on the mobile on a mobile device or on a tablet, for instance. Again, let's follow with another use case persona. In this case, it is the fleet manager. The increased efficiency and accountability with the geolocation, with tracking, with the geofencing. All these features will increase the accountability through efficient planning and coordination. Job reports will identify where the most efficient use of the machine has been done. The asset management basically will allow you to know where your machine are and what are they doing now. And in this case, will allow you to get the full control of your machine in a glance. Reduce costs. Remote diagnostics or a health status check will, of course, minimize all unnecessary expenses. Here you can see an example of machine geo-tracking. Look where your machine has been. Track its position together with the fundamental data like the speed and the temperature. And then identify where something wrong happened, for instance. Here you can see an example of geofencing with multiple areas where you can set up, leave or enter this area notification. And let's see how it could look like the report, the notification that you will get when the machine is entering or leaving some specific area you define. You will get, for instance, an email where you can see the device, specifically the device that left or entered a specific area. Again, regarding the information you can get, of course, you can create, you will be able to create reports. And this is just an example of how, of a received report via email, for instance, you can receive the PDF document and how it could look like with all the relevant information that you selected and you want them shown on the PDF document. And of course, you can easily also share with your with the customers and just to prove a certain job has been done or whatever you want to show. And yeah, within the web portal, you can create, of course, different views, and you can manage these views like a dashboard. You can select what you want to see first and leave the details for instance, for a second round check. With a glance, you can immediately see the health status of all your machines. Look at this example of dashboard. Look at how it would be easy to organize your most important information you are looking for, and in your preferred manner. As a further example, you can clearly put in correlation, for instance, the machine position with the weather, with the temperature, to quickly identify if something wrong happened due to the position itself, due to the weather, due to the temperature, local temperature. And now let's see more about the value proposition of the Plus One Connect platform. Of course, it's a single cloud platform. We are continuing developing and add new services for the future to meet the future needs. everything is in one single platform, all solution in one single platform, end to end. And again, it's one ecosystem. This is the real true power of our platform. As you will see very soon, we can provide your customer with a wide variety of different devices that can cover all their needs, depending on what they want to, how much they want to spend, and what is the yeah infrastructure available behind. The versatility, it's applicable to a variety of different machine and vehicle. Part of product offering is not plus one strictly dependent. See the example of our major customer at the moment, that is Palfinger, and could even be retrofitted. It's cost effective, low entry cost of hardware and services. You will see when you will see all the product portfolio. The native compatibility, designed to be compatible natively with the old danfoss product, but not only limited to this. Of course, the generic can bus 2.0 flexibility. It accepts and process any kind of custom signals. It's configurable through the web portal, so you can select what are the CAN signals you want to monitor. The speed, it has been designed from the ground up to be fast and low in latency. Easy for use, of course, to easy the installation and activation, remote firmware and parameters upgrade, simple contract plans, unlimited access to data, of course, if you have an active contract. And this is the plus one ecosystem. In this example, you can see the login page, and in the background, different page that you can use, or you can create, or you can adapt to your needs. One word about the plus one marketplace. Basically, is a virtual marketplace where the distribution that is today is available only to danfoss partners, where the distributors can buy virtual product like guide license, renew the guide license or service tool license, and of course to buy the digital services like a service plan for your device. And this is will make your life easy because basically it is linked this marketplace internally to the danfoss web portal. So once you got the physical device on the web portal, you can register this physical device to your account. You can link this physical device to your account. And then, of course, to make it working, in some cases, not for the CS10, but for the CS100 and CS500, it is necessary to activate a digital service plan. And you can, from internal the web portal, you can jump on the plus one marketplace. You can select the data plan you are looking for, the period, and everything. Also, more option will become available in the future. And then, once done once you bought the service, you can go back on your account in the danfoss web portal, and from there you can link the just bought digital service plan to your physical device, and then the physical device is activated, and it is enabled to send the data, or yeah, you can do also service tool in some cases and so on. So basically, the device, the physical device, is activated, and you can use on your machine. What is the current status of the product development? The CS10 has just been released 1 month ago. The CS100 met some issues regarding SIM card and a super capacitor in the hardware. So we are correcting these issues, and also and because of this, we decided to delay the release. And yeah, basically the final milestone 5 will be approved in beginning of December 2020. After that, the CS500 will come at the end, roughly, of the first quarter 2021. And this had been delayed also some months because of the delay of the CS100. But if some of you are so-called cab users, they can see that the CS500 and even more the CS100 are now yeah, very close to be finalized and ready to be released, globally released. Here another view of the timing and with the launch activities regarding the CS10, the CS100, and the CS500. These have been yeah, updated in relationship with the recent issues we found the CS100. As you can see, the CS100 activities has been yeah, extended over time, basically. But yeah, we are very, very confident that we will be able to achieve the December date and the March date for the launch. And now let's see more into the details, the product portfolio of the Plus One Connect. What we had in our portfolio and what we will get, you can see clearly here. We had the WS unit, WS403, 503, and 103, and we decided to move forward and to do on our own. And we developed basically as a replacement of WS4 or 503, the CS500. Rather than two different units, we made one. And we decided to build the CS10 as a replacement of WS103. And also we developed the CS100 that can be seen as an intermediate product between the CS10 and the CS500. Basically, the CS100, the major use case is for fleet management. Is a read-only device, and it is based on the cellular network. The CS500 is a configurable and programmable bidirectional communication device, again, also based on a cellular network. And the CS10 is a configurable and programmable bidirectionality device, bidirectional communication device, using Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So you need, in some cases, you need an infrastructure behind. Here you can see, based on the cellular technology or the wireless technology behind, a comparison chart between the different devices, between the CS10, the CS100, and CS500. in typical different use case. For instance, you can see that if you are using Bluetooth for CS10, the speed, of course, is limited. But if you are using under coverage of Wi-Fi, or you are using with as a Wi-Fi hotspot, then the speed can be very, very high. And you can also consider the um, latency of these different technologies, and of course the range. You can see also that CS100 is based on the 4G LTE-M, and the CS500 is based on the 4G Cat1 technology. A brief mention regarding the range is just that the Bluetooth can allow you a few meters of distance, line of sight, and the Wi-Fi can reach still line of sight up to 30 meters roughly. And while the CS100 and CS500, of course, if you are under carrier coverage, then it can be considered even global, because basically it doesn't matter where you are. Here there is a chart where you can see the software and the hardware. In fact, we released and we are also going to release some hardware devices, and this will support our IoT journey. But in parallel, we are also developing additional software features on top of this hardware. And here you can see what are the features versus the hardware, and by when you can expect one specific software feature. For instance, for the CS500, we support data logging at the same time when the service tool is being used, while with the WS403 and the old devices, WS devices, that was not possible. You could only use service tool or data logging. With the CS500, since the launch, you will be able to do data logging and remote usage of service tool at the same time. So this is a very important feature that we added to our platform and our product. Some words regarding our certification roadmap. Basically, we foresee to have all the three products available in America, and in Europe, and also some additional countries like New Zealand. And below this table is just a reminder that extension of one device to a specific country is not that easy like we could think. Basically, the device should not only be certified in the specific country you are going to use and sell, but also has to be, so to say, certified by the local carrier. Because of course the SIM card embedded in the CS100, for instance, or CS500, has to be recognized and supported by the local carrier. So it's not an easy journey, the fact of certification of devices in different countries. And now let's see some more details, specifically starting with the CS100 and then following up with the CS500, some anticipation regarding the specification of these devices. We will see more in the details later on the CS10, but we concentrate only at the end on the CS10 because it's the just launched one. So here, just a you a brief introduction. The CS100, of course, is a gateway, and the LTE Cat M1 that we selected will ensure the same longevity as the 5G. This is very important to keep in mind. We use an internal device that will guarantee the 2G fallback with a lower speed, but in some countries the 4G network has not yet deployed, and it is only available the 2G, and in many countries the 2G is still available. So we can we have a better and wider range for this device to be reachable through the network. It is completely configurable through the web portal. So you log in into your account, you see the list of your devices. You can select, for instance, one device and configure. Configure means that you can define what is the data that you are looking for on the CAN bus, on one of the two CAN buses. And we made it two because one could be connected with the engine, so you can listen for information from the engine, oil temperature, water temperature, workload, and all this kind of information. But you can also look to other kind of information on a proprietary network on your machine. In case you are not under carrier coverage, you can use the 16 megabyte of memory to log your messages, your signals coming from the CAN bus. And if I well remember, is over 270,000 messages that you can log. Of course, this device is supporting positioning system, and all the positioning system available today in the world. The antenna is internal, and it is the same antenna for, it has, two different antennas for the positioning system and the LTE and 2G network. The nice part is that you have the SIM card embedded. It is installed in factory, and this will ensure IP67 or even better ingress protection ratio. If the connector is protected well, that is the weak point on this device. In this case, for a higher IP rating, if you protect better this connector, then you can achieve IP69K. The nice part is about the SIM card that is factory installed, because basically in the data plan you have to link to your device to activate it. There is included the SIM card cost. And finally, there are two pins available to be configured as input or output. And then, of course, from the web portal, you can select if you want them configured as input or as output, and manage these devices. The next one, as already anticipated, is the CS500 gateway, and we saw that it is an LTE Cat1 technology based. This will guarantee up to 10 megabytes per second of speed. It has 3G and 2G fallback. Of course, if you are going the 3G or even worse 2G, the speed of service tool will not be very good, so the connectivity will not be, of course, very high speed. It is like the CS100 using the same technology for the positioning system, so we support all the major constellation of satellites for different countries. Again, also here we have a double CAN bus to cover the majority of machines. It has internally 256 megabytes of flash memory, and this can be used for storage and also programming. I wrote programming because basically, as you can see later in this list of features, the device is also programmable in +1 guide. The antennas are external. You can see the two connectors. Also, like the CS100, the SIM card is factory installed, so the same concept applies for this device, like the CS100. The data plan will include also the SIM card costs. In this case, you have 4 pin available. 4 can be all input, or 2 of these could become digital output. And of course, the CS500 is the device that will allow you to remotely connect with the service tool, or like for the CS100, but in a higher speed, also to see the data logged from the device, from the machine to the web portal. Now let's go more into the details of CS10. Basically, okay, this device has been just released 1 month ago. Here, for your convenience, we reported the part numbers and the connector bag assembly and the wiring harness, in case you need also the connector with already in place the wiring harness. Also, the hardware is available on probably this is an error, the data plan is available, no, the hardware, sorry, for this is a CS10, is available on the danfoss product marketplace. You can see these links to download the datasheet and for the external user, the CS10 landing page, where you can get more information, for instance, the drawings, the certification, and so on, and a link to how to use the CS10 with the mobile service tool. And this is the external web page, external of course for danfoss people, but this is the page you will see from danfoss on the danfoss web portal. And let's go a little bit more in the details regarding the specification. Differently from the other 2 devices, this has no SIM card embedded. It is based on Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. In the launch, so today, the device can work only Wi-Fi mode, but we are working and developing also and enabling the Bluetooth. So very soon a new firmware release will come and will allow this device to use also the Bluetooth device that is embedded into the device itself. It will allow wirelessly the CAN bridging using Wi-Fi. It has only 1 CAN bus, very huge amount of memory. Again, also this for storage and programming. The antenna is internal, and you have also 2 digital input available that can be configured as a standard digital input, or as a key for power on, for wake up the device. The device itself is IP67. It can be used with guide, and can be used with service tool even more, and will allow also not only local connectivity to the service tool, but also remote connectivity through the service tool. And we will see later on some use cases, typical use cases for this device. For your information, is based on Linux operating system. So now let's see some use cases. Before doing that, I already mentioned the mobile service tool, and we will see more also the usage of mobile service tool. And I think it's important to explain you what is the mobile service tool for those that might not know what is mobile service tool. Basically, it's an application that you can download on your iOS or Android device. Is a danfoss application. And what are the steps that you have to do to use it correctly? The developer, once finished and completed the development of a specific application, of course, he can release the binary file, and this binary file can be downloaded on controllers, on displays, on all programmable devices of the +1 ecosystem. And together with this, he can create some specific files that can be used in to create a package, and this package basically can be some user screens to make a diagnostics. It can be also documentation, PDF, for instance. And indeed, this package also can contain the firmware itself, the application itself, and other stuff. Once this package has been created, it has to release the package on a specific danfoss account, and then from the mobile phone through the application, an external operator or the developer itself, but usually this is developed for external operator, for external servicing people. These guys can access this package. And the package can, again, contains the user interface screens, can contain the documentation, can contain the firmware for a specific machine. And once they access, these guys, they access and download locally to the mobile phone through the mobile service tool application, this package, the network, the cellular network, the internet is not anymore necessary. So if it could be even in a mining environment, up on the ground, you download the package, and then you go down underground to close to your machine, and through the Wi-Fi or through, in the future, through the Bluetooth, and with this package, you will be allowed to connect to the machine and do what the developer at the beginning of creation of the package has decided that the operator is allowed to do. So is a very smart and easy way to make quick diagnosing of your machine, and even upgrade the software of your machine. So it's a very smart way to use the technology. So let's see where the mobile service tool could be used, and how the CS10, typical use case for CS10, is to substitute the CG150, the physical connection. And in this case, with the CS10 mounted on your machine, you can use the CS10 in application mode, in access point mode for Wi-Fi, and your service tool can get connected to the remote, to the machine locally, or you can use even your mobile service tool. This is the first easiest typical use case. The other one is to use the API we created for for the CS10 in a custom application. You might have some customers that are not interested in using the service tool to get connected to the remote machine, but they still want to have the connectivity to the machine. So they can use the Open API interface to build on top of this on the mobile phone the application to get connected to their machine. they might have different needs in this case, and they wanted to use the CS10, but in a different manner, not through the service tool. The other typical use case is to share some information between two different machines. In this case, you have one CS10 that has to be configured as an access point, AP, and the other one has to be configured as a station mode, STA. And then you can decide what are the CAN messages that you want to share between the two machines. This is just an example of what you could share. Basically, we don't care if it is material, weight, location data, whatever. Of course, the CS10 is taking care of the CAN bus address, and that's it. Another typical use case is the extended range of CG150, where you have, for instance, a company router that is configured as, of course, as a hotspot, and the CS10 is configured to get connected to the company router, and the service tool or the mobile service tool can access the same company router, and then under the same hotspot you can reach your machine, basically, and you can do diagnostic. The typical use case for this, the typical example, sorry, for this use case is when you have the machine in production and they mount the CS10, and then the engineering usually is not located close to production, but they have different offices, different under the same company router or company network, and then of course you can reach from your office, from your desk, the remote machine in production that has got some problems and they needed to be diagnosed in order to solve and to finalize the machine production. Another use case, and this will be introduced in the beginning of 2021, is that you can get remotely connected to the CS10 through internet, and then as a bridge, let me say, Wi-Fi bridge in this case, could be a company router, could be a mobile phone configured as hotspot, can be the internet devices that you can get connected to the internet with an embedded SIM card on these devices, and all this can make the bridging between the internet and the CS10, and the service tool and the mobile service tool will be able to reach your CS10, but in this case you are not anymore forced to be local or under the same company router, but you could be almost everywhere. The final use case that I'm going to show you is that basically we are going to extend the features of the CS10 and making it capable to remotely send information from the machine. So log data from the machine to the cloud, to the +1 Connect cloud. And then like CS100, like CS500, in case of data logging, you will be able to see this data logged from the CS10 with the support of a local infrastructure, of course. But then you will be able to see this data on your web portal and check what's going on your machine. Let's finish with the pricing. This is the pricing in US dollars for the CS10 and list price, of course. And as a preliminary information, we also are as draft information. We also added the pricing for the physical device, the CS100 gateway, and also pricing for 1 year and 3 years for the digital service plan. Please remind that the pricing for the digital service plans are including also the SIM card cost. Finally, we are going to talk about a little bit about a tool that is available on Partner Link, and basically this is an Excel file that aims to help you in identifying what are the situation at the customer and dollarize this situation for your specific customer in order to make the customer evident how much he could save or how much it is the value that of the device that you are proposing. And this is available for the CS10, for CS100 and CS500. So have a look on the partner link and download and read all the different typical use cases in order to dollar the solution you are going to propose to your customer. And this was, the last slide. And I think, Davide, you can take the ownership and propose some questions to our audience. Meanwhile, you are answering, the question is if you were to choose two of the features below in order of importance for your application or customer, which ones would they be? And the first one is a remote access through +1 service tool and mobile service tool, data logging, or +1 Connect portal integration and access, or mesh. Mesh is an acronym for something like self-repairing networks using nearby Wi-Fi connection. Basically, is a sort of matrix between machines, closed machine. And if one device on one machine is identified to be fault, the machine can switch to the next near machine and send the data to other machine in the same network. And of course, I'm available for any question you may have in this remaining time.
Share the results of the